Been diagnosed with bladder cancer.
Call the Goldwater Law Firm at 800-351-7900. That's 800-351-7900.
Spring is in the air in the nation's capital, and it's time for the universities to get back to the football practice field. Season 3 is underway for Randy Edsall and the Terps. The Red-White game is next on Comcast Sportsnet. Maryland state of mind in April. The house is open for business tonight. It's the best ticket in town, and it is free. Even in the spring game, you can tailgate. Yes, you can. Stefon Diggs, a bona fide star in his freshman campaign, looks to avoid a sophomore slump. It's the Red-White game from Capital One Field at Byrd Stadium on a beautiful, crisp spring night here in April in College Park, Maryland. I'm Chick Hernandez, and what a show we have for you tonight. The Red-White game, red versus white. Randy Edsall in his third season giving us inside access to this football program. You'll hear from the coaching staff, you'll hear from the players, and many more as I bring in now my colleague, a guy who's been through one or two or three or four, a few spring games at The Ohio State University, Shawn Springs. Randy Edsall wants to see his guys improve. For the guys on this team, they can't win or lose a spot in the spring game, but what are they trying to do?
You can't make an impression on a coach. You can show the coach that, yes, coach, I did work hard in winter conditioning, and I made some gains from the end of the season. The defensive scheme is going to be simple, so guys are just going to be able to play fast and run to the ball and hit. And on the offensive side of the ball, you got to be able to hold on to the ball, you got to be able to run the ball, and you have to be able to block and catch.
From Springbrook High School to a guy who went to that famed DeMatha powerhouse, Tim Strachan, 18 years on the radio call of Maryland football. And T, what are we going to look for tonight from the guys?
Well, you know, the players are trying to impress the coaches, but they're trying to impress the fans as well. And no better place to start than the wide receiver unit. The most dynamic player on this team, Stefon Diggs. Every time he gets the ball, he can do some incredible things with it. He's going to be flanked by a new guy. He's going to be flanked by a new guy in JUCO Player of the Year, Dion Long. He's going to be doing a great job. Fans get to see it first time with him. But in order to get those guys the ball, you got to get a good running game going with Brandon Ross and Albert Reed. Wes Brown is out today, but he's probably going to be the #1 guy. Fans will see how Ross and Reed are going to do today. On the defensive side of the ball, you got a solid defensive backfield, a pretty good linebacking crew. But when you lose Joe Villano and A.J. Francis on the line, you got to find replacements. Darius Kilgo is going to anchor that 3-4 defense. Quentin Jefferson is going to be taking Villano's spot on the end. But one name I've been hearing more and more all spring long is the defensive back, Will Likely, the freshman, true freshman that started early, who's getting a lot of attention. He's a dynamic player. It's going to be a lot of fun to see him out here for his first time. And now we're going to go over to Rob Carlin to hear more about the coaches.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot. Coming up in a little bit, I'll be joined by Athletic Director Kevin Anderson, get his thoughts on the state of the football program. Plus, I will be talking to both coordinators at halftime. Mike Loxley, the offensive coordinator, said his big goal tonight, reps. All those great playmakers, especially at wide receiver, very young, not a lot of experience. Meanwhile, on defense, Brian Stewart plays a 3-4 aggressive defense. His motto, hits, picks, make things happen. They're looking forward to hitting the ones against the ones. But make no mistake, the ultimate goal is steak and lobster for the winner. The opening kickoff of Maryland's Red-White scrimmage coming up next right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Trust just anyone to sit in your cubicle. Or hug your mom. Or be your massage therapist. As the trusted experts in transmissions for over 50 years, we can fix anything.
I had no idea you fixed that.
We fix everything.
Help prolong the life of your transmission with our Power Purge Flush. AA MCO.
Redskins fans, as a running back, receiver, and returner, I was a triple threat, and you can be too. Only AAA gives you the triple threat of everyday discounts, travel planning, and dependable roadside assistance. AAA, use it for all it's worth.
For all-wheel drive safety and value, you've got to get to Herb Gordon Subaru.
Winner of the prestigious Stellar Care Award for customer service and Maryland's largest volume Subaru dealer. Right now, get unprecedented deals on Subaru's top safety pick loaded lineup. See how to get into a 2013 Subaru Impreza CVT for $65.98 instead of paying $18,791. Yes, $65.98. Don't miss great deals like this at the award-winning Herb Gordon Subaru. Minutes from Rockville, Columbia, Laurel, and D.C.
Thousands of Maryland residents rely on American Pest to keep their families safe from menacing pests. The next time you're faced with a tough pest problem, let our local, caring experts customize a solution that will help you reclaim your home and your peace of mind.
In this game, it's not about the size or strength of the athlete.
Forcing the empty and score.
No, in this game, it's all about skill.
There's a shot to goal!
The best men's college lacrosse in the country is coming to College Park, and you can experience it live at the 2013 NCAA Division I Men's Lacrosse Quarterfinals, May 18th at Byrd Stadium in College Park, Maryland. For tickets, visit ncaa.com/tickets and make a date with champions.
Get your Gatorade, get your little drink, get whatever you need to get your mind right. Remember what they're doing when they ID he's coming, they're running the bubble slant. The next thing is what? The bubble slant and go. That's going to be on you. They say it's on you. It's really on you. It's going to be to the strong side. Yeah. But I need you.
Yes, sir.
I need you. Dustin needs you. All right? First play, we're going to try. The first play, if we got the wind to our backs, we're going to do double post, score a touchdown. I want everybody to sprint down, jump around, because we're going to set the tempo early. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Let's go, boys.
And that was Brian Stewart, the head coach of the Red Team, as we welcome you back to College Park, Maryland, the Red-White game. And Ricardo Young, your starting quarterback, with the dash up the right side. Sean Springs, Tim Strachan up top. Rob Carlin down low on the field. For the spring game, the Red-White game here on a cool, crisp night in April. No jitters from my colleagues up here. They're very calm, cool, and collected.
Beautiful night to be calm.
Ricardo Young now, left side. That is the super freshman, now a sophomore, Stephon Diggs, with a nice move inside. Nice throw and catch. We'll see that a lot. 21-yard gain by Stephon Diggs.
Well, when you got a guy that dynamic, all you got to do is get the ball in his hands, make it real simple. Quarterback just flick it out the flats and let it make some plays.
We had talked about the fact that Stephon Diggs is the most electrifying player on the field whenever he's on there. But Ricardo Young, a young guy, hasn't really played in 3 years, got an easy throw, just trying to settle in a little bit.
Here's your Crop Metcalf starting lineup for the White squad. You see Mike Medeiros there from Good Counsel High School. South Canterbury at the center spot. And once again, here comes the White squad. Ricardo Young in the shotgun. And the toss outside to Stephon Diggs once again. Not quite yet tackled, put down, still fighting, still fighting. Gets a nice little gain there on the catch.
When you have a player that dynamic, I know everybody on the defensive ball is a corner. You're like linebackers, corner, safety, just run to the ball.
But I also have a feeling what they're doing is setting up something for Dion Long. He's the new guy. He is the JUCO player of the year. Comes in here. He's going to be a great compliment to Diggs. Watch to see if they go to the new guy, Dion Long, here.
You see the starting lineup from the Red squad, Crop Metcalf, and there's Kilgo at the nose tackle spot. Been a very fine addition to the squad last year. And there's your first run of the ball game, and big hit there. Brandon Ross up the middle for the White squad. Almost gets the first down.
And Chick, when you have like so many specialized skill receivers like Diggs and Long, it opens up the running game. The lanes just open wide open.
I was just talking to Coach Edsel. He was saying that Brandon Ross is actually much more powerful this year. He's really thinking that Brandon Ross is going to have a breakout season this year.
The sophomore out of Newark, Delaware. And the White squad is marching down the field. Ricardo Young out of that shotgun formation. And once again, the give to Brandon Ross, who chugs his way for the first down.
Yeah, the biggest question mark probably this year offensively is going to be the offensive line. In my opinion, next year when Maryland goes to the Big Ten, the line is probably going to be more primed to be at their best. This year they're going to have some struggles. They still have some inexperience, but as you're saying, got some young, big talent. These coaches are really excited about the talent they're bringing in on the big guys up front.
Brian Stewart, the head coach of the White Squad, and Mike Loxley, the offensive coordinator, head coach of the Red Squad.
And it's funny because Brian Stewart is a defensive coordinator, and you notice that the offensive tempo, he's not letting the other team's defense get set.
Young back to pass, across the middle, tipped away by L.A. Gorey. Nice play by the linebacker.
You know, you can't force it right there. Ricardo Young, you just got to be smart with the ball. You know, you got dynamic receivers, but pick your shots here. He tried to force it in between 4 defenders. I don't know if that's going to work.
No, you being a defensive guy, you like that when quarterbacks try to squeeze it in there, and that's been the biggest knock on Ricardo. He's got great athleticism, but he's just not consistent enough.
And if you've missed the news already that Randy Edsall naming C.J. Brown the starting quarterback come the fall. Brown, of course, one of the 4 quarterbacks recovering from the injury.
I agree with that. You don't lose your starting job because you get injured.
Young outside now being pressured, and he will throw it away with the pressure applied by Marcus Whitfield.
Well, they're actually going to say they got a sack back there.
Oh, okay.
You know, Ricardo Young is known for his athleticism. I'd like to see him get a chance to run it, but in the spring game, they're off limits. Us quarterbacks, you know, we get special treatment.
Yes, you do. You can see the yellow jersey on Ricardo Young. But going back to your point, you like the fact that they named him this early, C.J. Brown, as your starter.
I do. You know, C.J. did an excellent job 2 years ago when he was going in and out with Danny O'Brien. He's got great athleticism. He's had a hard time with these injuries. I'd like to see him really get healthy, have an opportunity to do it. It's his job to lose, in my opinion. I think that's what Edsall's trying to say when he names him the starter.
Here's Young now out of the shotgun again. And he is getting pressure up the middle. They're going to call it a sack on a touch on the quarterback.
Good coverage in the back end. Those guys, I was interested to see the young freshman Will Likely come on the field, and he was matched up on Stephon Diggs. You know, he was stride for stride with him. He was able to cover him up.
And we'll give the sack to Roman Braglio out of Owings Mills, Maryland. Freshman redshirt from McDonough High School.
And this year, you know, Maryland's going to put a lot of pressure on that corners. These guys going to be able to hold up and make some plays. You know.
You can talk about it better than I can, but the 3-4 defense that Stewart runs is very aggressive, and so it's going to put a lot of onus on those defensive backs, and you got to have athletes like Will Likely, Jeremiah Johnson, McDougal, who can handle that kind of pressure.
Botch snap by Michael Tart, but he gets it up and gets the kick away, and then a nice play on the downing of the ball by the White Squad.
Alvin Hill is one of those guys that coach talks about. He just need to be long and athletic. He's a young kid, and I was watching him at practice yesterday. Real smooth. He locked in and played one-on-one pretty good. You know, I'm interested to see how he's going to play this game.
Michael Tart with a 39-yard punt. As you take a look now at Dustin Daly out of El Paso, Texas, who will lead the Red Squad offense. The sophomore, 6'1", 193. He transferred from Lewis and Clark College before the 2012 season, so I guess he did some exploring. Sorry, I'm shameful for that one. My apologies.
Well, you know, all these guys, Dustin Daly is in the mix, but he's probably not going to get a shot to play, you know, or vie for the starting job. But the guys that are on defense right now got to watch out, because this is Dustin Daly's Super Bowl. This is, you know, this is his time to shine. You know, you got to look out for those guys in these type of games.
As your starting lineup brought to you by Crop Metcalf. Number 5, the guy who just carried the ball, Albert Reed. Basically getting a lot of props from the coaching staff this week during practice. They call him the epitome of what you want to see out of a young man who ran the football. Sophomore out of Washington, D.C. And there he goes again on the left side.
And coach talks about that he's the guy in the locker room. He's the tone setter for the offense. And, you know, you need guys to step up and say, hey, team, let's go. You know, and this could be the guy, Albert Reed, passionate guys.
In 3 years now being with Randy Edsall, he's that guy. You've been around those coaches, the coaches that want the guys to step up, be leaders, be the vocal guys, because it can't always come from him. So he's always looking for those guys to take that role.
Alvin Hill on that tackle. Daly now out of the shotgun. Got trips right, Sean Springs.
Yeah, the corner, right corner is one-on-one at the top. Let's see if the ball, no, it's a dash.
Daly, right side, and the catch and big hit. Somebody went,
well, I felt that one.
And guess who that was, Chick? That was your quarterback from last year, Sean Petty.
Take a listen to this. Malcolm Coleman. Oh, Malcolm Coleman. You can hear the ooh. What a nice catch by Coleman. We've made some plays this year during the spring practice.
And Sean, I'm going to claim him as a quarterback. That's a quarterback.
That's a quarterback.
You're going to get Sean Petty?
That's a quarterback playing right there.
Well, any quarterback that runs to the ball like that, I want him on my team. You know, and that's the key. You got to have guys who, you know, someone catches the ball, they run and smack them. You got to love it. It just all those guys being around the ball and making plays.
Well documented what happened to the Maryland Terrapins last year. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 quarterbacks suffering the same injury, the ACL. And there is Randy Etzel, by the way. We have him mic'd up. You'll hear more of that later on in this broadcast. But Sean Petty, the linebacker, forced to quarterback the last 4 games. That's a nice little duty.
Well, an admirable job he did,
no
too.
question.
I mean, it's just unbelievable the poise he had and everything, and everybody just was behind him all the way.
He started against Georgia Tech, Clemson, Florida State, and UNC. And there is up the middle, Albert Reed once again with a gain of 12 and a first down for the Red Squad. As you take a look at the white team defense, brought to you by Prop Metcalf. And among the names to look at, Alex Walker, by the way, familiar name, Walker, our colleague Doc Walker's son, the second Walker to attend the University of Maryland.
I mean, you got him in a hole, and then you do that.
You can hear Randy Etzel right now. He is mic'd up.
And he's talking about Albert Reed showing great patience, hitting the cutback gap. You know, he's finding the open holes.
And they'll give Reed the carry again, but this time the white defense is there.
And this wide receiver unit for Maryland, I mean, when I say they're the strongest unit, it's unbelievable, the talent. I mean, you got Stephon Diggs, Deion Long at the top, but then you got Omar, you got Cheeseborough, you got Levern Jacobs, you got Tavon Jacobs coming in next year in the fall. I mean,
Nigel King.
I mean, yeah, you forget to talk about guys. Nigel King is going to be incredible.
Well, I tell you what, that makes your defensive backcourt better.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you have an opportunity to practice against guys like that every day. You have no choice but to get better.
Daly on the trips left. There's a pass inside. Once again, there's Comer. He'll get outside, but a nice shoestring tackle by Sean Petty.
That's what we're talking about, hustle. That play could have easily been a 15, 20-yard play. He minimized the game by running to the ball. Now it's a 4-yard play. Now they're punting.
Sean Petty out of Greenbelt, Maryland, and former Eleanor Roosevelt High School. Tell you what, threw for 500 yards in those 4 games, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, had 1 rushing touchdown. As you said, impressive for a linebacker.
Right.
And by the way, Brian Stewart told us he should have been really great this spring because he knew all the plays. And here's the punt from the Red Squad. Nathan Renfro with the punt. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see the red team offense once again. A 28-yard punt by Renfro. Early going here in the red-white game from College Park, Maryland. More to come on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hey! Are you in town for another meeting? Yep, I brought my A-team.
Business trips add up to family time.
This is my family. This is Joe. Hi, Joe. Hi there.
Earn a ton of extra honors points with the Daily Grand Promotion. And feel the Hamptonality.
Introducing McDonald's new Premium McWrap. One bite is like no bite you've ever tasted before. The new Premium McWrap. In 3 mind-blowing flavors. It's a whole new way to love McDonald's.
Get wrapped up in flavor. Right now through Sunday, April 14th, try the new Premium McWrap with fresh vegetables and delicious chicken for only $2 each.
Only Nissan Altima is bold enough to give you an extra set of eyes. NASA-inspired zero-gravity seats and a control panel to match. Plus fuel economy that'll take you farther. The 2013 Nissan Altima. Leave the world of everyday sedans behind. At just $199 per month, Altima's a pretty clear choice. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
So, EB, first was radio, and now it's TV. What's next?
You know, I've always wanted to.
EB, a 5-star technician?
Hey, could you fix my... I've got this small pest problem and my alarm's not working. Hey, you're not a 5-star technician. Technician?
Easy, Evie. We've got this.
Not just anyone can be a 5-star technician. Call Crop Metcalf or go to cropmetcalf.com.
We're a national platform that solves problems for companies.
We've essentially built a cloud platform with all the network infrastructure, all the servers, all the storage, and basically allow our customers to leverage our CapEx.
Back here in College Park for the Red-White game as we bring you some spring football. And one of the interested parties, no doubt, is the athletic director at the University of Maryland, Kevin Anderson, who's with our Rob Carlin. Rob?
Yeah, Chick, certainly an interested party here. It's like going old school here, a little Friday Night Lights. High school football at the college level. What was the thought process about moving this to a Friday night?
Well, first of all, it's a great night to be at Terp, but, you know, Lefty's going to be honored next Tuesday, so what we wanted to do is have his version of football with March or Midnight Madness. So that was it, but, you know, we wanted to do something different. We wanted to have the families come out here, and unfortunately, I think if the weather would have held up, we would have even had a bigger crowd.
Second straight year, top 35 recruiting class. Obviously, these coaches are getting out there and trying to lock up the local kids. How important is that?
Well, we're very excited, and we knew that the key to our success was that we had to recruit Maryland and Washington, D.C. So we've done a good job of that. And, you know, last year, we were somewhat disappointed, but we fought through the injuries, and no telling what would happen if we weren't hurt. But, you know, we're building something here that's going to continue to be the foundation of Maryland football, and we know that, you know, we're moving in the right direction, and we'll go from there. But, you know, we're very happy with our recruiting efforts so far.
One good thing to come from injuries is a lot of kids get opportunities to play. How much does it help that some of these young kids that might not have played as freshmen do have now that experience?
Well, this year they'll know what to expect. And they'll be able to go into some of the big stadiums that we're going to play in, and they won't have any issues with the crowds that they'll play. And I mean, we're going to be very competitive. They got 1 year under their belt, and so they'll just be that much better and that much more experienced. And then we'll be bringing the young people back from injury, and we expect to have a great season. We just need a little luck this year.
You're looking forward to Stephon Diggs, Dion Long, some of these playmakers out on the field?
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's what makes us exciting, that we know that we're going to be electrifying and that we're going to have a great offense and that we're going to have young people on defense, but we can get after it, and we expect to have a great season.
All right, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, Chick, let's go back up to you.
All right, thank you very much. We thank Kevin Anderson for his time here. Tim Strachan and Sean Springs up in the booth as we bring you the Red-White game. And it is white ball. The first team offense led by Ricardo Young, guy who followed Mike Loxley. He's been to a few schools.
Yeah, one of the 3 5-star recruits they have on the roster. I mean, this kid was at Virginia Tech, then went to New Mexico State, and now he's back home in Maryland. He has a lot of potential. I think he has to get in the weight room and stay healthy so he can stay on the field.
Pride of H.D. Woodson now. He gets sacked. That is sack number 3 as the old Washington Redskin, LeVar Arrington with his beats. That's it. There he is. Good smile. All right, we've been talking about him already. Stephon Diggs, one of the best players in all of college football in his freshman season, getting ready for that sophomore season. Here's Joe Sorensen with number 1.
The athleticism, the dynamic plays, you know, I kind of expected, you know, he could do those things.
If the Terps had a big play last season, chances are Stephon Diggs had a hand in it. As a freshman, he finished with 848 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns, more than 700 yards on kick returns, including 2 touchdowns, and he even threw a touchdown.
You know, he was a huge playmaker, and I think that, you know, he's a guy that all the defenses had to scout for and prepare for, because there's not too many guys like him that, you know, teams are going to go against. So I think, you know, that was a big challenge, and they were, you know, double teaming him and making us use other guys, you know, to beat them and compete. So I think he's one of those guys that, you know, is on their top radar.
I can see it a little bit in my team. A lot of positive energy, a lot of hype up on the sideline. I like to uplift my team, but I think every play could break. Every play my teammates do a great job. it's not all about me. I would think I do a little bit. I just try to do my job, and it's always some key blocks and some key pieces to those plays that make them. So I just try to do my best.
At this particular spring practice, it seems Diggs has turned it up even a notch higher, which is only natural for a guy who expects nothing but the best and is now focused on improving.
Well, the biggest thing I want to see him improve on is now just mastering all the fundamentals and technique of playing wide receiver. A lot of what he did last year was just pure athletic ability. And so now what we're trying to get him to understand is to be a more of a student and a perfectionist of the game. Run routes better, understand situations better, understand coverages, and as you see things out there, talk about it, become a better blocker, become more of a complete player now than what he was a year ago.
The game of football, I would think you got to pay a lot of close attention to detail because you're playing for a lot of people out there. It's like puzzle pieces. If one is missing or one is out of place, it's not going to work. So I'm trying to hold on my technique and my depth and all those type of things to become all around receiver just to play better for my teammates. If you don't do something right, that's a breakdown in offense. So just doing what I'm supposed to.
Thank you, Jill. No doubt Randy Edsall hoping and praying that there is no sophomore slump from Stefon Diggs. I don't think he has to worry about that. More of the red-white game coming up here on Comcast Sports.
Tremendous job. Tremendous.
My first thought after getting out of the hospital and dear God, what now, was to call Greenberg and Betterman.
After the first conversation with him, I knew I was in good hands.
Felt really good about the whole process.
They made it so easy. I never had to go to the office.
He told me what it was, and what he was is what it was.
I felt like I had a champion next to me that understood what I was going through.
Greenberg and Betterman. Call us. Feel better.
There are a few who move toward the sounds of chaos. Forged in the crucible of training, they are the first to move toward the sounds of tyranny, injustice, and despair. They are the few, the proud, the Marines.
Our job is to make you better. One great innovation at a time. The next great athletic innovation isn't available just yet, but it's being built at Under Armour right now. I will.
This new year, make a resolution you'll actually keep. Resolve to save at your local Honda dealer. Right now, get 0.9 financing on new Hondas like Pilot, Ridgeline, and Odyssey. Spent a lot during the holidays? How about 0 down payment and 0 due at signing? And Honda has the highest residual value. Don't settle for less than a Honda. Make good on your New Year's resolution to save with 0.9 financing or 0 due at signing on your new Honda.
Visit Jim Coleman Honda in Clarksville.
Back here in College Park now, the white squad with a 3-0 lead on a 24-yard field goal by Mr. Craddock from Australia. Ricardo Young leading this white team back down. And once again, Brandon Ross so far, 12 carries, 99 yards.
Wow. Great patience. Yeah, he's finding the open hole. He's not rushing, and he's a tough runner.
And here he goes again, cuts inside. But the stop is made.
Yeah, talking to Coach Edsall before the game started, he's been really impressed with Ross. He feels like he's becoming more of an every down type of back, and that's what they want. You got Wes Brown, you got Brandon Ross, you got Albert Reed. He wants one of those guys to really emerge as the every down back so that the other two can kind of spell him from time to time, because the other two bring, something maybe a little bit different, try to change it up. But he wants one guy to really emerge as the go-to guy.
Michael Tart now on to punt.
That's all
for the white team. And it is away. A fair catch called by Will Likely, who should be getting ready for the prom right now. More on him a little bit later on. But right now, the head coach, Randy Edsall, unplugged, mic'd up.
Who makes the call there? Coach Stu?
Who decided to go for that one? Hey, Lee, the wide receiver never got off the ball when the tight end came over. Never got off the ball when the tight end came over.
Guess we're not doing running clock in the second half?
No, this is going too quick. I figured going 12-minute quarters, but, you know.
Well, everyone's running, and there's...
Randy Edsel, he wants this game to go. He wants to see more play. He wants to see a lot more action from these guys.
It's probably exciting for the head coach to kind of sit back and see how his coordinators call the game, see what their mentalities are.
We know Brian Stewart and Mike Loxley have they've already gone to some trickeration, as we like to say.
Well, he also didn't quite like the 4th down call. Obviously, he didn't think that Stewart should have gone for it there, but
defensive coach always wants to go for it.
That's true. That's true.
Here's the Red offense, the number 2 unit, Dustin Daly, sophomore from El Paso, Texas, with a pump. He will go deep, and that one is just a little bit too long for Amba Etta.
However, he's covered by Alvin Hill, one of the freshmen. The coach talked about Chick in the meeting yesterday. He talked about getting more athletic. This kid is smooth. He can play, and I think he's going to be a good corner in the future with guys like him, Will Likely.
I asked Coach earlier about Will Likely, and I mean,
these two
he didn't even use words. He just kind of went, oh,
yeah.
It's unbelievable. You know, I mean, just some of the athleticism he wants to get here, and that I frankly haven't seen for a couple years. But the athleticism out here right now, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Will Likely is a young man who graduated early from high school in Belle Glade, Florida, and is here now. He should be finishing up his senior year. He said, no, I want to come. Dustin Daly across the middle. And that one out of the hands of Daniel Adams.
A little high on the throw. Dustin Daly got to step into the throw and put it and get it down. Those are the throws that safeties love to see receivers exposed across the middle so you can make the big hit.
Yes, but I was very impressed with the velocity that Dustin Daly had on that ball. I mean, that was a rope.
Sophomore transferred again from Lewis and Clark. And here we go now. The red team forced to punt. That'll be Nathan Renfro. He'll give it a whirl. And standing back for the white squad all by his lonesome, Dion Long.
It's a really good feeling when you can put Long back there, or you can put a freshman like Will Likely or Stephon Diggs, some dynamic football players who can really change the game through special teams play. You need that.
I think it says a lot about Long and Likely that they're even thinking about considering using them in the return game instead of Diggs. I mean, as dynamic as Diggs is, when you got 2 other guys that you're comfortable with putting in there, I mean, that's some great athleticism.
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have. You're right. You're right.
49-yard punt by Nathan Renfro as Ricardo Young now will take over for the white team offense. Ricardo out of Washington, D.C., H.D. Woodson. Well, he's a chirpy guy. He likes to talk a lot during practice. A lot. Coaches say he's always banged up. There's always something bothering him.
You talking about somebody talking a lot, that's funny.
Oh, okay, Strachan. Young across the middle, and there's the completion. And once again, Stephon Diggs stepping out of a tackle and gaining 7 more yards.
You know, Chick's mad at me because I talked about I wanted Stephon Diggs to be a defensive player because that type of talent should be at the corner position.
He was an incredible corner in high school.
He's an incredible corner in college.
1:23 to go here in this first half. Young back to pass again, and once again he goes to Diggs. And once again, Diggs steps out and gains a few more yards.
In a hurry-up offense, you know, let's not make this difficult. Let's just give it to the playmakers, you know, find Diggs in the zone. The red team is sitting back in the zone coverage, and he's able to find the open windows. You got somebody has to know where Stephon Diggs is at all times.
Young left side. This time he's going to find Dion Long, he steps out of a tackle. He'll gain a few more yards, get a first down for the white squad with 51 seconds to go here in this first half of play.
Here's a good thing about it. Right now they're in a 2-minute offense, so the coaches get to execute and see how Ricardo Young is able to handle a situation like this. He got 51 seconds, enough time being on the 50-yard line to see if they can get a score here.
Yeah, the thing about the 2-minute offense, when you have to hurry things up a little bit, that's when you really find out what kind of players you have. Guys that can think quick and then execute as well on top of that. That's really hard to do, but that's why the 2-minute drill is always a drill that coaches want to try and ingrain in players, because that's what really tells whether your kids are ready to go big time or not.
I would always fake a cramp chick and tap on my helmet to have the coach take me out.
I've seen that on our show sometimes. You put your hand up. I got to go. I'm out. Ricardo Young, 6'11" for 66 yards. And make no mistake, along with, as we said top of the show, you can't lose or gain a starting spot in the red-white game. What you can gain, if you win, you get steak and lobster. If you lose, you get franks and beans. And for college kids, that's a big deal.
I like frank and beans.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. I mean, lobster's all good.
Who didn't know that?
I don't know. At Ohio State, we always get steak and lobster, so, you know.
At Ohio State, you got a lot of things.
Come on, chick, stop it.
You can buy meals.
In between the 40s, you got to be always, as a defensive back, a safety or corner, you got to be worried about the opposing team taking a shot. Look for the white team to go downfield pretty soon.
Young looking up top and goes left side now. Once again, Deion Young along with the catch and forced out of bound by the freshman, Will Likely.
So far, Ricardo Young's done a pretty good job in his 2-minute drill. Yeah, like you said, Sean, getting the ball in the hands of the playmakers, get it out of your hands, which is, I think, the best thing he's been doing, is not holding on and not making wrong decisions or bad decisions. He's just getting rid of it and let your guys make plays.
Young back to pass once again. He'll roll left and be run out of bounds by Roman Braglio. Forced out of bounds is Young with 17 seconds to go here in this first half of play.
You're thinking probably 3 plays maybe left with 17 seconds, possibility of getting a little closer for a field goal kicker to make a play.
Average football play is 6 seconds, so you get about 2, maybe 3 in.
Got to get a rush, got to get a quick one in. We'll see what Ricardo Young has in store here.
I'm with you, Sean.
Right, by the way.
You're looking for one shot.
Take a shot. Take a shot. Why not?
And if I'm going to take a shot, you got Deion Long one-on-one backside.
Young inside now to the big fella, Dave Steinball, the big tight end out of Baltimore, Maryland.
There's a flag down on a play. So that always kills you in 2 minutes.
Looks like in the area of holding, probably.
And the clock was running this entire time. I'm not sure that's legal. So Mike Medeiros called for the holding call. Sophomore out of Good Counsel High School.
You know, you talking about changing the atmosphere by getting Medeiros, Brown, and Diggs from Good Counsel's program. You know, Coach Malloy, my high school coach, Bob Malloy, one of the best high school coaches, I think, of all time, especially in the Washington, D.C. area. When you get 3 recruits like that, that can instantly change your program.
Yeah, Bob Malloy is one of the best coaches, but I want to know why he was scared to play DeMatha back in the early 90s. At Springbrook. He was at Springbrook. You were at Springbrook.
I'm surprised he survives coaching Sean Springs. That's what I want to know.
Actually, Sean, I got a question for you. Because you played at a very high level in college and a high level in the pros. Name some guys that maybe a guy like Stephon Diggs reminds you of.
Stephon Diggs would probably win.
All right, but we'll get that thought from Sean Springs on the other side as we take ourselves a timeout with 11 seconds to go here in this first half of play. 3-0 ball game right now, and a 24-yard field goal by Mr. Craddock, the white lead. Be right back.
Thousands of Maryland residents rely on American Pest to keep their families safe from menacing pests. The next time you're faced with a tough pest problem, let our local, caring experts customize a solution that will help you reclaim your home and your peace of mind.
Nobody does what Papa John's does. For just $10, get a large Papa John's double-layered premium pepperoni pizza, loaded with a layer of our signature pepperoni, plus a layer of oversized deli-style pepperoni. Try one today, only $10 for a large.
I stand on the line, fearless, full of pride, shooting 3 after 3. so that when the game is on the line and the seconds tick down,
I support my team, whether I'm at the game or not. And whether the stats or the experts say we will win or lose, I can't help but show my pride when we
drive the field, make the play, and make them wish they weren't in College Park. Every play, every game, I am Maryland.
I give back my time, my pride, my passion, because I know the fire that drives me to succeed.
Pushes me to put in the time, the work, the sweat. So when I step out of the weight room
and into the old line state, I always wear my colors to show my Maryland pride.
Every Terrapin has their own strength, their own unique role to play. But whether you're on the court, in the weight room, or in your seat, your role is critical to the success of our teams. Show your Maryland pride. Join the Terrapin Club. Your support will help Maryland recruit tomorrow's student athletes, propel them to become champions on the court, and shape them into the leaders of our community. It's time to show your Maryland pride and join the Terrapin Club today.
All right, we've got halftime. The white team lead it 3-0. Let's go down to the field. Rob Carlin with Mike Loxley.
Yeah, Coach, you said the big thing was just getting a lot of these young guys some experience, getting the snaps. How would you say they played in that first half?
Well, you know, I thought we did some things well, but we just had too many penalties at inopportune times. You know, our defense got us a turnover and put us in great field position. We weren't able to capitalize. We probably got to run the ball a little more here in the second half. We've run the ball well. We just got to, you know, again, those penalties put you behind the sticks, which put you in throwing situations. We got to find a way to stop getting penalties and run the ball a little more in the second half.
You almost got one in the end zone in the trick play. Diggs had Dion Long. Do you grab Long and say, that's the difference between Franks and beans and steak and lobster?
Well, there's no doubt. You know, we got to make the plays that are there to be made. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it, but we got a second half to go in here, get some things corrected, and come out and find a way to win the game.
All right, have fun in the second half. Stay healthy.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you very much. We thank Coach Loxley, and we'll now go into that locker room, just like a real game, address his team, fix some things, and come out for the second half of play here in College Park, Maryland. It's the spring game, the red-white game at the University of Maryland. Right now, the white lead it 3-0. Second half. Well,
Used Priceline Express deals to book this fabulous hotel.
Well, you can see if a hotel is pet-friendly before you book it, and I got a great deal without bidding.
And where's your furry friend?
I don't have a cat.
Priceline savings without the bidding.
For all-wheel drive safety and value, you've got to get to Herb Gordon Subaru.
Winner of the prestigious Stellar Care Award for customer service and Maryland's largest volume Subaru dealer. Right now, get unprecedented deals on Subaru's top safety pick loaded lineup. See how to get into a 2013 Subaru Impreza CVT for $65.98 instead of paying $18,791. Yes, $65.98. Don't miss great deals like this at the award-winning Herb Gordon Subaru. Minutes from Rockville, Columbia, Laurel, and D.C.
True Redskin fans expect me to give it to them straight. So here's my game plan. For auto insurance, trust the AAA team. AAA gives me what a record-setting returner needs. Outstanding coverage and great protection. AAA, use it for all it's worth.
Attention, the diabetes drug Actos has been linked to bladder cancer.
If you've taken the diabetes drug Actos and now have bladder cancer, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
If you or a loved one took this drug and were injured, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you or a loved one took Actos and were then diagnosed with bladder cancer,
call the Goldwater Law Firm at 800-351-7900. That's 800-351-7900.
Hi, I'm Scott Jusium of OMG Tax. Don't let the IRS ruin your year. My team can help you with all your IRS tax problems. Honest and professional, we don't make false promises. Do you owe the IRS? Do you have unfiled tax returns? We cover all the bases to help you get tax resolution fast. Call us today so that we can knock all your tax problems out of the park.
Call OMG Tax at 1-800-351-2219. That's 1-800-351-2219.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back to College Park, Maryland, the red-white spring game. The head coach of the Maryland Terrapins, Randy Edsall. Most likely the most relaxed you'll be for any contest for the foreseeable future. But you got a chance to be on the sidelines for a little while and watch the things going on down there. What have you seen so far tonight?
I tell you what, there's some good hitting going on out there. I tell you, it's a lively group out there. And the one thing is we've limited what the defense could do. But I've really been impressed with the way the guys have gotten after it. I mean, offensively, they've done a tremendous job. And then even defensively, they've done a real good job. As we take a look at the action here on the field, you take a look at the red offense. Dustin Daly and a scramble and a set. Wait a minute, coach. Now I thought they weren't supposed to get hit. Sometimes you can't avoid it, but they're supposed to tag off on the quarterback.
They're not glass, okay, Chick? We're not. Us quarterbacks aren't glass.
Says the quarterback.
We have some toughness in us.
I understand. I understand.
After seeing Petty hit a few guys, you know the quarterback's a tough.
I tell you what, he did have a couple good licks there in the first half. He got after it. It was good because he was wrapping some guys up, which he wasn't doing early in the spring. So again, that's part of spring practice. You see the improvement these guys make from practice 1 through here through practice 15.
The punt is away, and Stephon Diggs will call the fair catch as we get set here in the second half of play. Punt 45 yards. Coach, you, along with doing this, which is kind of new, broadcasting the red-white game, you also spent some time at area high schools this year and had a chance to grow the game from the young side. How was that?
That was great. It was a great experience for our kids and really getting out in the get our program out in the area, in the state, to again really just kind of develop our brand. And there at Dunbar, you can see there we're working some one-on-one pass rush before we get into our scrimmage, and here we are in Middletown, and good job there by the Sean Davis going up for the ball, but it was great experience for our kids to get out of their comfort zone and go in scrimmage, and really we enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do that again next year.
Must be cool for the guys, get on a bus and go on a trip. It happens rarely at the collegiate level.
Exactly, and it's just like high school. We dressed here, we went and played, and then we came back and showered here.
Or did you stop off at a McDonald's? We did that at high school.
No, we had food there for us, so that was good.
As you take a look,
there's a fumble.
Fumble. Brandon Ross, who had a pretty good first half, gives up the ball.
Pretty good first half. How about 100 yards, Coach, for Brandon Ross the first half?
He's really improved. He's gotten a lot stronger this spring. He's really done a lot of good work in the weight room, and he did a good job. You know, here the thing is he just doesn't put the ball away, and somebody gets a hand in there. You get in that hitting zone, you got to cover it up with 2 hands.
Ricardo Young in the shotgun. You've already said you've already gone on record. Did you feel like you had to? C.J. Brown will be your starter in the fall, and you guys get going.
I was getting questions about it. And, you don't lose your position to injury. C.J. was our starter, and watching him come out during 7-on-7 and how much he's progressed, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew going into the preseason that he's the guy, he's the starter. And the thing is, all the quarterbacks do that, and they knew that. And C.J. knows, hey, I got to continue to go and play well, and everybody else knows that if C.J. doesn't do well, I got a chance to be in there, and as a backup, you got to be ready to go. You're one play away from playing.
Well, nobody knows that better than you and the guys from last year. I mean, if you're going to be a quarterback around here, you got to be on your toes and ready to go.
Well, exactly. And I tell you, here's a guy, Will Likely, who's had a really good spring. I've been very impressed with him coming in from high school, and
he's getting ready for the prom right now.
Huh?
He's getting ready for the prom right now.
Well, you know what? He's going to be going home, I think, for the prom here a little bit later.
You have to tell the story of going to see him, recruit him.
Well,
Glade.
Yeah, we kind of got the GPS. Took us to the wrong address of Canal Street where he lived, and we got into this neighborhood, and I think people thought that we shouldn't be there. And, they chased us out, and it was something that I don't want to go through again, but
either that or they were just Florida State fans or something like that.
Well, yeah, but no, we finally got to Will. But I tell you, what a great young man he is, and been very impressed with him. I'll tell you, the other guy right there you saw with the run was Albert Reed. Yeah. Albert has just had an outstanding spring, and the thing about Albert, he's from Friendship Collegiate Academy. He's just been a great leader for us through this whole winter and spring, and boy, he's really run hard this spring.
Yeah, you said he set the tone. He's been a tone setter for your squad. Mike Loxley said it. I don't like small guys setting the tone, but he's doing it, so why not?
He is. And, leadership comes from everybody, and it doesn't matter what position or what year you're in. But Albert's one of those guys that just loves to compete, loves to win, wants to do things the right way, and you can see it by his play.
That's Albert Reed right there on the run. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up here. The long haul up the stairs. You get to go back with your squad, but we want to thank you, though, for the access tonight, being mic'd up on the field. You were very good, by the way.
They didn't have to do too many beeps, did they?
No many beeps. You were very cordial to the referees, which is going to be...
That's a first.
It's called the spring game. That's head coach Randy Edsel. Will take a timeout here. Red-white game from College Park as Dustin Daly goes up top. We'll take a timeout. Be right back here. We got some spring football coming to you right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Our job is to make you better. One great innovation at a time. The next great athletic innovation isn't available just yet, but it's being built at Under Armour right now. I will.
Introducing McDonald's new Premium McWrap. One bite is like no bite you've ever tasted before. The new Premium McWrap. In 3 mind-blowing flavors. It's a whole new way to love McDonald's.
Get wrapped up in flavor. Right now through Sunday, April 14th, try the new Premium McWrap with fresh vegetables and delicious chicken for only $2 each.
So, EB, first was radio, and now it's TV. What's next?
You know, I've always wanted to.
EB, a 5-star technician? Hey, could you fix my... I've got this small pest problem and my alarm's not working. Hey, you're not a 5-star technician. Technician?
Easy, EB. We've got this.
Not just anyone can be a 5-star technician. Call Crop Metcalf or go to cropmetcalf.com.
This new year, make a resolution you'll actually keep. Resolve to save at your local Honda dealer. Right now, get 0.9 financing on new Hondas like Pilot, Ridgeline, and Odyssey. Spent a lot during the holidays? How about 0 down payment and 0 due at signing? And Honda has the highest residual value. Don't settle for less than a Honda. Make good on your New Year's resolution to save with 0.9 financing or 0 due at signing on your new Honda.
Visit Jim Coleman Honda in Clarksville.
Testudo in College Park as the white team right now. It's a defensive struggle in the red-white spring game. And speaking of defense, they lost Joe Villano and A.J. Francis. They were the leaders on the Terps defensive line. This fall, the D-line does not possess one senior among its ranks. As Jill Sorensen tells us, the Terps know it'll be tough, but they're prepared to move on without their leaders.
Joe Villano and A.J. Francis were the standouts on the Terps defensive line, but they also brought intangibles into the locker room that are not easy to find.
Those were 2 great players in our room. I mean, you got a technical guy and a real fast guy. I mean, they've been in 3 different systems and we're able to adjust to them all. So basically, we just try to take what we learned from them, as far as the mental side and the physical side and the technique side, and try to get better from what they've done.
I think we got guys that'll might not be one guy, it might take 2 guys because of the youth that we have, but we've got guys that are ready and willing to step into those roles and be counted on.
Coach Edsel said they may look to a group of 6 to 8 guys to rotate in on the defensive line. The most experienced of the group, junior Darius Kilgo, the only returning starter.
As myself, I just try to work on things I need to improve, to help the younger guys. So everything I learned from them older guys, I try to pass it down, as far as you know, just breaking down film, you know, certain moves, certain little tricks, anything I knew from them, I try to pass it down. So, you know, I'm definitely still working, you know, to fill them shoes, but, you know, hopefully one day I can be the leader they were.
Kill got a lot of reps. He was able to get a lot of reps last year, and, you know, he's a good leader as well. I mean, he dominates in the weight room, dominates on the field, and we just all try to keep each other up. We're really a young unit, so we all just try to stick together and Kill, you know, with that game experience, coach always leans on him and says, you know, Kill can tell you about this and that, and, you know, we just look to him and we know he understands.
That group is really, you know, relishing the fact that people might think that, hey, we might not be as strong in defensive line in Maryland, and they really want to prove people wrong.
Jill Sorensen, CSN Washington.
Thank you, Jill. That's a look at that D-line. We'll take a timeout here on Comcast Sportsnet. The red and white spring game and a cool night in College Park. Be right back.
Only Nissan Altima is bold enough to give you an extra set of eyes. NASA-inspired zero-gravity seats and a control panel to match. Plus fuel economy that'll take you farther. The 2013 Nissan Altima. Leave the world of everyday sedans behind. At just $199 per month, Altima's a pretty clear choice. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Introducing McDonald's new Premium McWrap. One bite is like no bite you've ever tasted before. The new Premium McWrap. In 3 mind-blowing flavors. It's a whole new way to love McDonald's.
Get wrapped up in flavor. Right now through Sunday, April 14th, try the new Premium McWrap with fresh vegetables and delicious chicken for only $2 each.
You won't always be home to greet your kids, but you can still keep an eye out for them. With Xfinity Home, only from Comcast, the total home security and home control solution, you can manage your home from anywhere and save on your energy bill with features like remote thermostat controls and remote light and alarm controls. Plus, safeguard your home with 24/7 professional monitoring. Xfinity Triple Play subscribers. Now you can add Xfinity Home for only $29.95 a month. Plus, you can lock in your rate for 2 years and save over $200. Call 1-800-XFINITY now.
Hi, I'm Scott Jusium of OMG Tax. Don't let the IRS ruin your year. My team can help you with all your IRS tax problems. Honest and professional, we don't make false promises. Do you owe the IRS? Do you have unfiled tax returns? We cover all the bases to help you get tax resolution fast. Call us today so that we can knock all your tax problems out of the park.
Call OMG Tax at 1-800-351-2219. That's 1-800-351-2219.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
All right, welcome back here to the red-white spring game. As you can see, it was a 13-13 final. It was 3-0 White in the first half. Let's take a look at our AAA touchdown replays. How this all worked out in the second half of play after a Jeremiah Johnson interception, boys. Albert Reed on the option T-Strat.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of gimmick plays. This is the only one that worked on the day. Too bad we don't have the audio because I called it, Jake. You were my witness.
And then Stephon Diggs comes right back for the White squad.
The best player, obviously the best player out there on the field today, making plays. No one person can tackle him one-on-one.
Here's Dustin Daly's highlight. Up top to Amba Etta, 23 yards.
And that's just a big, strong receiver just making him play over a younger corner.
It was 13. Oh, look at this. Brendan Magistro gets it kick blocked by Avery Thompson. It ends in a 13-13 tie. Wouldn't you know it? As we head down to the field now, and our Under Armour player of the game, Stephon Diggs with Rob Carlin.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be calling him the player of a lot of games this year. At this point, does it feel like every time you get the ball in your hand, you see that end zone, you're trying to get in there?
Yeah, every play I think it's a potential to score because my teammates always give me great blocks down the field. So, and the quarterback always give me a good ball. He throw me open. So I think I had the ability to score just because my teammates. And if I do it, if I do what I'm supposed to do, and we do it as a team, and we can score every play.
How about Avery Thompson? He just earned you guys some steak and lobster because of that blocked field goal. Everyone gets steak and lobster now.
Yeah, that's my roommate, and I expected him to do stuff like that. That's my teammate, so I expect him to do stuff like that. Hey, kids! I expect him to do stuff like that, and he owed me one. He owed me one because he had a drop pick in practice. So I said, you got to make a play for me in the game, and he did, so I commend him.
All right, go sign some autographs. It'll be worth a lot of money one day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, take care. Chick, back up to you.
All right, Stephon Diggs, 8 catches, 159 yards, and the 1 touchdown, fellas. And the best news is nobody injured, which is a
good thing. Very good thing out of spring.
You had Mr. Ross with 19 carries, 122 yards. Albert Reed, 21 carries, 136. Quick final thoughts here as you watch tonight's game.
Well, you know, it's a spring game. You're not going to come out of here going, we're good. You know, we don't need any improvement. You know, there was some good, there was some bad. The individual performances, guys doing what they do best, were guys like Stephon Diggs, Albert Reed, Brandon Ross. Kilgo down anchoring the line was, as you said, Sean, a beast. And pick any of those defensive backs out. They had a great game.
Well, if you can spread any team out with your dynamic receivers that you have with Long and the King and obviously Stephon Diggs, and then you can pound them the way they did.
Okay.
They got a chance to win in the ACC.
That is it, a 13-13 tie in the red-white spring game here in College Park. And now the team sets about signing autographs for the fans. One last look here at some of the big plays and small plays. Dustin Daly had a highlight night for him. And we'll see what he can do throughout the season. Daniel Adams with a big catch. Ricardo Young is the starter in spring. We'll see how C.J. Brown does in the fall, says Randy Edsel. For Tim Strachan, Rob Carlin, Sean Springs, I'm Chick Hernandez. Thanks for watching this special edition of the Spring Game on Comcast Sportsnet.
Live from the Comcast Sportsnet studios, this is Geico Sportsnet Central.
Well, the Capitals have had plenty reason to celebrate as of late, and they look to add another win tonight, welcoming division rival Tampa to the phone booth. We'll head live to Chinatown.
Zimmerman has it thrown to second, goes into right field. 2 runs will score.
That's part of baseball, and that's what makes baseball what it is, you know, especially late in the game and especially against a good team. Those things are going to happen.
Swinging a drive deep to right. Worth going back. He can only watch. It's going, and long gone.
We get to go out there and play them again tomorrow, and and then again the next day. So we still shoot to win 2 out of 3 now.
Yeah, so good thing is today it is a new day. Hey there, and welcome into Geico Sportsnet Central. I'm Julie Donaldson. Lots of good stuff coming up in this show, including a healthy Brian Arakpo and Tiger getting called out by a few observant golf fans. But we do begin with the Nationals. And it was a beautiful day at Nats Park this afternoon as the ball club looks to bounce back in Game 2 against the Braves, and the stars are on display for both NL East powers. Steven Strasburg on the bump. His last start, 3 runs in the first today. Much better here. Punches out Justin Upton, and a good frame right there. Top of the second now, Strauss gets some help from his fellow young phenom. Tim Hudson laces a single to lefty, and Ugla tries to score from second. Bryce Harper charges the throw, not even close. Ugla gunned down by a mile. Nice play by number 34 there. To the third now. Last night, Ryan Zimmerman's errant throw to second allowed the Braves to tie it today. His toss to first, that's off the mark. Another error. And would it come back to haunt Washington? Next batter, Evan Gaddis, and oh, that's not good. 2-run bomb for the former janitor. Takes advantage of Zimmerman's mess to put the Braves on the board, 2-0. Danny Espinosa struggled out of the gate, hopes to get going after the swing, but a solo blast to cut the Atlanta lead in half. And well, let's now go back to Strasburg. Threw a lot of pitches in this one, but very effective. Strikes out Chris Johnson. His line, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 unearned runs, and 7 punch-outs. Nice work by the Nationals 8, but bottom 7th here, Curly W's looking to get the bats going again. Adam LaRoche robbed of an extra base by that amazing catch from Jason Hayward. Nationals, they dropped their second one to the Braves in as many days. They lose it 3-1.
They're good. I mean, I don't think they're better than us. They're a good ball club. They have talent. You know, they're hot right now. They've lost 1 game. They're hot. Come back in a couple games, but it all evens out.
But obviously, it's early. We play these guys a bunch, but it's going to be a battle every time we play them.
Honestly, I think our lineup's better. You know, they're hot right now, and you know, it's early, but it's not about how many wins you necessarily finish with in April. It's how many you have at the end of the year.
All right, well, the Nationals, they needed Strasburg to be their stopper, and, well, while he did all he could, we're going to have more on the Phenoms afternoon a little bit later. More on the Phenoms afternoon a little bit later coming up in the show. Well, the Capitals, they have not won 7 in a row since the beginning of October last season. Tonight, they have the opportunity to do just that as they play host to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the Caps, so they need every point that they can get, as it is basically a 2-horse race in the Southeast, with Washington holding a 2-point advantage over the Jets. Now, the division, it's gone through quite a shift over the last month. The Caps win over the Hurricanes on Thursday night. It was their 6th straight victory and the Canes' 7th straight loss. Now, only a month ago, well, the roles were reversed. As Washington was already looking towards next season, the Canes were making plans for the playoffs. But the Caps, so they've gotten hot by focusing on themselves.
It's been tight. I mean, it's a battle of attrition right now in our conference and division, and there's no room for error. There's no room to lose hockey games right now. So, but it is nice that we're not having the scoreboard watch around.
Well, the league's 2 leading goal scorers will be on display tonight in Chinatown. Alex Ovechkin has rebounded from a rough start to tally 26 goals this season, 18 of those since March 1st. That has him tied with Tampa's Steven Stamkos, who has gone the opposite route. Just 1 goal for the Lightning star since April 1st, heading into tonight. All right, we now head down to Verizon Center and welcome in our Capitals insider, Chuck Gormley. Chuck, hey, let's start right there with Ovi and Stamkos. So I guess shutting down these 2 stars would be the key to either team coming out with a victory.
Well, that's right, Joy. The Caps have done well when Ovi scores. There's 15-3-1 when Ovi scores, 7-14-1 when he doesn't. But with Tampa, they're 12-10-0 when Steven Stamkos scores and 5-11-2 when he doesn't. So it's definitely a case where Ovi is leading the Caps a little bit more than Stamkos. Stamkos has played 1 fewer game than Ovechkin, and he'll try to make that up. But I'll tell you what, Stamkos is paying attention to this. The last time he scored a goal, he said he's checking to see if Ovi scored one as well.
When we talk about the Capitals this season, it seems we always have to talk about some sort of injury. When could we possibly see the injured forwards Joel Ward and Martin Erat back in the lineup?
Well, Marty Erat should be back tonight. He'll probably be playing on that second line with Mike Ribeiro and Troy Brouwer, which really makes that deadline deal a big one. With Brooks Lake being gone for, we don't know, it could be the rest of this season. It could be into the playoffs. We're not sure. He's contemplating surgery. So the pickup of Marty Erat is huge for this team right now. We'll see him in the lineup. Joel Ward still nursing from that block shot that he had the other night. It looks like he could be out for at least until the next game. Probably going to have 2 days of rest and then back on the ice on Tuesday.
All right, now Adam Oates, how about this in goalie? A little bit of a pleasant problem here, trying to choose which guy to put in net. Both goalies are playing well. Who gets the start tonight?
We'll see Braden Holtby tonight. In fact, he was over there concentrating just before the game. He told me just the other day that when the Caps were struggling and they went into Winnipeg, he noticed something different about this team. He said when he looked around the locker room, instead of guys talking about what they did that day, what they're doing that night, it was very quiet. And he said ever since then, he's noticed this quiet confidence of this team. They've lost just once in regulation in the 12 games since that Winnipeg game. And this team is really starting to pile up the points, can go 4 up on Winnipeg tonight.
All right, we'll see if they can continue that streak. Thank you very much, Chuck. Our CSNWashington.com Capitals insider, Chuck Gormley. We'll see you after the game, hopefully with a good news about a winning streak. All right, well, you can see all the action tonight right here on the network. Up next, Rob Carlin and Alan May, they get you ready on Capitals Central. It's presented by American Pest. And then it's off to Chinatown for the Caps and Lightning. That'll be live at 7 o'clock. All right, well, who knew you, the viewer, have the power to enforce the rules at the Masters from the comforts of your couch at home? Yes, such is the case with Tiger Woods today. Apparently, Woods, he took a bad drop on Friday, and viewers, well, they called the rules committee to make sure that he didn't get away with it. Here on the 15th hole yesterday, Woods' his approach shot hit the pin and it bounced into the water. Now, Tiger took a bad drop, which, by the way, gave him a better shot, and he's been called out for it. The Masters Committee reviewed the play and has assessed a 2-stroke penalty, giving him a triple bogey for the hole. So Tiger, he started the day 5 strokes back of 36-hole leader Jason Day. And he's not happy about it. Tiger taken to Twitter saying in part, quote, "At hole number 15, I took a drop that I thought was correct and in accordance with the rules. I was unaware at that time that I had violated any rules." After discussing the situation with him this morning, I was assessed a 2-shot penalty. I understand and accept the penalty and respect the committee's decision. Our friends at Golf Channel, they try to make sense of it all.
Well, the 77th Masters tournament has been dominated by rules infractions, and it is sad to say that when there is such a great competition unfolding. I'm alongside John Cook, Olin Brown, and Brad Faxon. This Tiger Woods firestorm literally took the golf world and really the sports world by storm. Brad, let me start with you. What was your reaction to the decision by the competitions committee to assess him a 2-shot penalty versus disqualification?
Well, it's something we've really never seen before. We don't see this kind of thing happen on our tour. I think the officials on the PGA Tour would normally take the player before he signs his card into the trucks, look at the replays, review it with the player. What did he do? What did he say? And then protect him so that this doesn't happen. Nobody wants to see anybody disqualified ever, whether it's during the round, after the round, or the next day even. And it was confusing for all of us. I'm really glad that nothing happened because we need Tiger Woods to play in this Masters tournament, and he brings such flair every time he steps on the golf course.
Yeah, there are opposing opinions on this left and right, but there is one caveat that maybe doesn't get talked about enough, Olin. You actually had a tip from a source before it became public knowledge that the Masters Tournament Committee had a chance to review that video before Tiger finished his round.
Yeah, this goes directly to Brad's point, which is a Masters Committee reviewed the situation and deemed that there was no infraction, or just assumed that there was no infraction, so they didn't even alert Tiger to bring him in. Yeah, it only came to light after Tiger's press conference, or not press conference, but his interview after the round was broadcast. Did these guys figure out, uh-oh, now we got a different situation on our hands, and so they had to take it from there.
So with that said, it seems like Tiger can tee it up in round 3 with a clear conscience. Do you believe that was the case?
Absolutely. He relies on trust. He relies on preparation. When he went in and talked to the committee assured him that this is what happens. This was the procedure. We're going to assess a 2-shot penalty. Tiger was good with that. He understands that. He's accepted it. He got to the range early, got the aura of what was going on with everybody, and he, I truly believe that he went out there with a clear mind and ready to compete on his best level.
And that birdie at the first hole, the way that he did it, certainly was an indication of that. Thank you very much, guys. Tiger Woods plays on in the 77th Masters in pursuit of his 15th major championship title. Back to you.
All right, after the break, Lakers star Kobe Bryant suffered a ruptured Achilles Friday night and will miss 6 to 9 months. Find out what the 5-time NBA champion had to say about his season-ending injury. And could the Redskins defense be getting Brian Orakpo back? An update on the injury that kept him from making an impact last season is on the way. All that plus the crowded situation under center in College Park when we return.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. See how much you could save when you visit Geico.com for your free rate quote.
Hunt, farm, or trail, Polaris has what you want. Legendary ATVs, led by the powerful Sportsman 850 HO. Value-minded side-by-sides, featuring the new Ranger 800 midsize. And full-size workhorses, including the all-new class-leading 60-horsepower Ranger XP 900. Polaris, hardest working, smoothest riding. Huge rebates and low financing are available right now during the Polaris XP sales event.
And do you know your blood type?
A or B positive.
Have you eaten today?
I had some Lebanese food for lunch.
I love the Lebanese.
I'm not
Enough
sure
with the formalities. Let's get started, shall we?
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico? Happier than Dracula volunteering at a blood drive.
We have cookies.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
There are some fans who are more than spectators. They're parents. They're the parents whose post-game to-do list consists of wings, burgers, and brownie sundaes. The ones who know that the best way to score family time before, during, or after the game is around a table topped with great food. The ones who celebrate the smallest achievements in the biggest way. They're the parents who are fans of their kids' passion and know exactly where to feed it. The Green Turtle. Feed your passion.
Hello? Hola?
Recess is back, so take a break with cool, creamy McCafe smoothies, frappes, and shakes. Available in a variety of flavors starting at just $2.29.
Rear vision camera, multi-flex seats, an EPA estimated 32 highway, the 2013 GMC Terrain, over 100 standard features that make you more capable. That's professional grade. Now lease this 2013 GMC Terrain SLE for around $199 per month.
Well, in case you missed it, Lakers star Kobe Bryant suffered a torn Achilles Friday night against Golden State. The Lakers were trying to make a final push for the playoffs, but today, well, the league's fourth all-time leading scorer Bryant underwent surgery and is expected to miss 6 to 9 months, according to Lakers trainer Gary Vitti. Now, initially, it was shock and disbelief for Kobe.
I was just hoping it wasn't what I knew it was. Just trying to walk it off and hoping that the sensation would come back, but no such luck.
What was that sensation?
I had no Achilles. That's the sensation.
Yeah, now that shock, it turned to frustration. Bryant taking to Facebook saying, "Now I'm supposed to come back from this and be the same player or better at 35? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I have no clue. Do I have the consistent will to overcome this thing? Maybe I should break out the rocking chair and reminisce on the career that was. Maybe this is how my book ends. Maybe Father Time has defeated me." All right, well, from one injury to the next, the Redskins, they were just not the same last season without their star linebacker, Brian Orakpo. He played in just 2 games before spending the rest of the year on the injured reserve list with a torn pectoral muscle. But the man they call Rack saying he'll be good to go next season. Now, his loss, it was a big blow to the Skins defense, as Rack had recorded 28.5 sacks in his first 3 years in the league. But since his surgery, Orakpo has been on the comeback trail. Yesterday, Larry Michael got an update from the man himself. Now, you can catch the full interview with number 98 on Redskins Nation Weekend. But here's a sneak peek.
I'm good, man. I'm feeling great. You know, it's rehab's been going tremendously well. You know, I'm 100%. I mean, it's the cliche thing is 100%. I'm feeling good, but I mean, to be honest, I'm great, man. I mean, my body is feeling even better than when I was before. Injuries happen in this game, and you know, we got hit with a lot of them last year, and I was part of it, you know. But the fortunate thing is I don't have a history of injuries, so I can bounce back from this and be fine.
Was there a little piece of you saying, man, I kind of miss being part of it?
I did at the beginning, but to be honest with you, it was such a remarkable run, man, you know, and I was kind of like just a fan now. I'm watching like, man, these guys are playing their tails off, you know, and you know, I would love to be out there contribute at the same time, but at the same time, these guys are playing so hard, man, and just inspired football that, you know, it's going to build for the future of this organization.
Yeah, talking about the future, another Redskins star dealing with injury, Robert Griffin III. He's going to join Larry Michael for an exclusive sit-down on Redskins Nation. RG3 looks back on his rookie year, his knee injury, and ahead to 2013. It's 10 days with number 10. It begins Tuesday at 5:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Well, Randy Edsall and the Maryland Terrapins, they know all about dealing with injuries as well. The Terps, they went through 5 different quarterbacks last season, starting with the preseason injury to C.J. Brown and ending with linebacker Sean Petty under center. So Ricardo Young could have an opportunity this season, and Nicole Darren, well, she has more.
With 3 of Maryland's 5 quarterbacks rehabbing injuries at the start of spring practice, junior quarterback Ricardo Young knew that springtime was his time.
Knowing that I'm the guy in the spring, I mean, I'm going to do everything possible and pull out everything in my arsenal to win the spot. You know, I'm attacking the film room, attacking the field even when we're not practicing. You know, just staying on my installs, you know, just trying to clean up details and make everything as easy for me as I can with all the reps that I get right now.
The D.C. native redshirted as a freshman at Virginia Tech before transferring to New Mexico, where then head coach Mike Loxley recruited him. Loxley was fired shortly after, and after a quick JUCO stint, Young found his way to the University of Maryland, where Loxley was now the offensive coordinator.
He's really diligent about his work, being in the film room and staying on his work every single day. And I mean, that's the thing that I like. I mean, somebody that can push me to get to my goal.
He's a tremendous athlete, and he is a smart and he's a young man. Plus, he's got really good football intelligence. And the biggest thing for Ricardo, and he and I have talked about this, is that we just got to get him to have more attention to detail.
I mean, me being back in the mix of this thing, I mean, last year I didn't really do team periods, so I wasn't running any of the plays. I mean, so I know the plays, but I didn't actually run them on the field. So, I mean, it's a different feel from watching film on plays and actually taking reps at plays. So I'm going to do everything to win the spot. I mean, and everybody knows that. I mean, that's any guy here.
In College Park, Nicole Darren, CSN Washington.
All right, coming up, Bill Belichick visiting College Park. No, it's not to scout Stephon Diggs, at least not yet, but to catch a lacrosse rivalry up close and in person. Highlights from that are on the way. And the Nationals, they had their ace on the mound today as they look to get one back from the Braves. We'll have more on Steven Strasburg when Geico Sportsnet Central returns.
What is your business waiting for? Data demands are exploding. Bandwidth is struggling to keep up. IT costs, they're out of control. Now's the time to meet with Comcast Business about Metro Ethernet. Comcast Ethernet scales from 10 megabits to 10 gigabits per second to meet every data demand. And you'll save 30% over old technology from the phone company. Don't wait. Start saving. Call 866-429-3047 and talk to a Comcast Ethernet expert today.
The secret to losing weight isn't a secret. You eat less, you lose weight. It's a great plan until you get hungry. That's the time to take Slimful. One tasty 90-calorie Slimful and a glass of water satisfies hunger for hours, making it easier to eat smaller meals and resist snacking. Your friends might think you found the secret to losing weight, but it's no secret. It's Slimful. Eating less is a beautiful thing.
There are lots of things in a Toyota that you won't see on the outside. Things that keep you safer. And things that save you money. So get into a Toyota and check out what's on the inside. You'll also get into saving some cash. Now get 0% APR on full-size Tundra trucks. Plus get $1,000 in Toyota Finance cash. And check out a great selection of new Tacomas. So don't just trade in, trade up, and get into a Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Our job is to make you better. One great innovation at a time. The next great athletic innovation isn't available just yet, but it's being built at Under Armour right now. I will.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, and these places had their moments. With lovers and friends, I still can recall in my high life, I loved you more, I loved you more.
Comcast Business Edge, sports at the speed of business.
Steven Strasburg looking to be responsive after his last outing when it was the Reds that got the fast start in Cincinnati. Today against the Braves, Strauss had 6 innings of work, giving up 5 hits and 2 unearned runs while striking out 7. It was good, but it was not good enough.
I felt pretty good, settled in there, and threw some good off-speed pitches out there. You know, just wasn't my day.
I thought he was throwing good. He just didn't have much command. He was basically seems to be running through our staff a little bit of the command problems. He pitched well enough. We just, the bats got to tip your hat to Hudson. He pitched a heck of a ball game.
I wanted to go out there and try and go deep in the ball game. Unfortunately, threw a lot of pitches early, so kind of spoiled that. But at least I was able to get out there and get 6. And
all right, so the Braves, a fast start in this one against Strasburg, but Washington's ace, he did settle down, allowing just those 2 earned runs in 6 innings. Tim Hudson, well, he was better here. 7 strong, giving up 1 run. The veteran is now 14-5 in his career against the Nationals franchise. All right, game 2 between the Orioles and the Yankees in the Bronx. And right now the Birds, they lead at 5-3. Home runs here from Nick Markakis, Nolan Reimold, and Ryan Flaherty. They paced Baltimore's offense while Jason Hamill went 6 strong for the O's. Well, Maryland and Johns Hopkins is as good as it gets in NCAA men's lacrosse. Since 1990, both have ranked in the top 10. In 8 of their last 16 meetings, they've been decided by 1 goal, with 5 of those games going into overtime. And while when Maryland is ranked number 1, Johns Hopkins, well, they're good at spoiling the day. So no extra pep talks needed for this one.
A week where you have to coach, but you sure probably don't have to motivate a whole lot. And I'm sure that goes for both programs. You're a part of a game that's a rivalry game, and it's the oldest rivalry in our sport. So, you want to get nostalgic or not, it's hard not to say, you're a part of something that's bigger than all of us.
All right, so here we go. Maryland mascot Testudo ready for the 110th all-time meeting between the two. John Rannigan, hot start for Hopkins, scores the first 2 goals of the game, and that gives the Blue Jays the early lead. Maryland keeping it close. Kevin Cooper behind the net fights Mike Shannonchuk in front. Terps down 3-2. Second half, Terps now down a man. Rob Guida drives down the left side, beats Nico Amato, and Hopkins is up 3. So same score now in the 4th. Jake Bernhardt rips it low in the corner. That's his 14th of the year, and the Terps now down a pair. But late in the 4th, Blue Jays, they're on the attack. Brandon Ben rips it top corner. Hopkins does it again. They knock off the top-ranked Terps 7-4. Here now is Britt Harris.
Well, not only was Johns Hopkins playing the #1 team of the country, the Maryland Terrapins, but after losing 3 of their last 4, the Blue Jays were playing for their NCAA tournament lives, and what many said was a must-win game against the Terrapins.
It's a tournament win. You beat the #1 team, and you don't have any bad losses, and you have a 1-goal loss to Carolina, and a 1-goal loss to Albany, who is a top team as well. I think our resume isn't bad, but we still have a lot of lacrosse.
He just said we wanted us to fight. We wanted to play a 60-minute game. We wanted to listen to him. It was really what he said. Follow the game plan the way he says it, because he's a great coach. He knows what he's doing, and that's what we did this week. We really followed him, and he had a great game plan, and we followed it as best we could, and it ended up being a win.
And the Blue Jays held Maryland to just 4 goals on the day, anchored by their goalie Pierce Bassett, who finished with 12 saves.
Yeah, I actually thought both goalies played really well today. Their goalie made a lot of great saves, I think that we had some opportunities. We just didn't can them and give credit where credit's due.
The best thing today was just how the defense played. We had a game plan in to try to keep them to their weak hands. And how the defense played tremendously today. Close midfield, the rope. Just seeing shots that, with the weak hands and from good angles and outside. So all the credit today for how I played goes to close to the end, all the midfield.
5 straight here in College Park. What is it about playing down here in Maryland?
I tend to think every time we come down here, our back's against the wall, so maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. Just happy to win, and they're a very good team and a very well-coached team, and that's still the best team in the country right now. We did our job today, and we'll see what we can do next.
Well, we are just over half an hour away from the opening face-off at Verizon Center. The Capitals and the Lightning comes your way at 7 o'clock. Braden Holtby getting to start net. We'll wrap up the show after this.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there.
Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Posters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
Forgot the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Introducing McDonald's new Premium McWrap. One bite is like no bite you've ever tasted before. The new Premium McWrap. In 3 mind-blowing flavors. It's a whole new way to love McDonald's.
Get wrapped up in flavor. Right now through Sunday, April 14th, try the new Premium McWrap with fresh vegetables and delicious chicken for only $2 each.
Xfinity from Comcast gives you a front row seat to every team in the NHL. With NHL Center Ice, you can watch up to 40 out-of-market games a week, featuring matchups across the entire league. So you can follow your favorite team no matter where you live. This is the NHL on Xfinity. This is awesome. Order NHL Center Ice right now for the lowest price ever, just $49.99. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be entitled to disability benefits through Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from a physical or mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, and deal with Social Security for you. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive benefits. Call today.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
Third round of the Masters ongoing right now. Angel Cabrera leads at 7 under. Mark Leishman and Jason Day 1 back. After an early controversy, Tiger Woods, he was 2 under on the day, 3 under for the tournament.
Some athletes are born with a gift. Have that gift as they head into tonight's game, tied for the league-leading gold. It's the Capitals and Lightning for the final time as division rival. Capital Central starts now.
Live from the Comcast Sportsnet studios, this is Capital Central, presented by American Pest.
Their last 15 against the Lightning at Verizon Center. Few have been as big as this one tonight as the Capitals try and create some space between themselves and the Winnipeg Jets in the race for the Southeast Division, as after tonight there will be just 6 games remaining in this season. Welcome to Capital Central, presented by American Pest. Rob Carlin, Alan May here with you. Since that 2-8-1 start that we all talked about it ad nauseum, the Caps are 29-1 and seem to be playing better hockey game in, game out.
Yeah, well, it's been a week-by-week struggle, and they've improved every single week of the season, and it's just gotten slightly better, and all of a sudden they're doing everything they want to do. 5-on-5, they're playing well in all 3 zones. Power plays clicking most. Nice penalty kill. Penalty kill has gotten so much better than it was at the start of the season. One of the worst starts ever for a penalty kill for the Caps, and they've just found ways to improve. And the one thing that has not faltered in this team was the coach's belief in the players and the players' belief in the coach. There's so much confidence now within the room. The goaltending is playing great. The defensive pairs are excellent right now, and the forward lines all seem to work. So everything is good. They just have to continue playing their style of hockey and opposing their game on other teams rather than letting it come to them.
Even the most novice of hockey fans would be able to point out the Comcast Business Edge key matchup in this game.
Comcast Business Edge. Sports at the speed of business.
There it is. Steven Stamkos, Alex Ovechkin, both tied with 26 goals. Stammer's got 51 points, trails Sidney Crosby by just 5 for the overall league lead in scoring. I mean, this is like Kobe against LeBron. This is what people pay money to see, the two best naturally gifted goal scorers in hockey.
You know what, Steve Stamkos is a guy that came on the scene and didn't blow the NHL away when he first got here, and started to put pounds on, muscle, gained his confidence, and the kid has just been incredible from the last 2 months of his first season. He's been one of the hottest players in the National Hockey League, along with Ovechkin his entire career, but it's about shooting the puck for him, getting open, finding ways to get the puck to the net, puts it behind the goalie more than the goalie stop it. Is an incredible shot. And then when you talk about Ovechkin, this is a guy that needs
the haircut.
It's
the haircut.
Yeah, well, it's been a big difference, but he's had the puck on a string for about the last month, 4 weeks or so, and he's firing the puck wherever he wants. It's just a laser-like shot right now, shooting with confidence. We didn't see that in the first couple weeks of the season. Now he's shooting through traffic. When he has a wide-open shot, he's putting it back to the net. The other night was the first time in a long time where he hit the post and ended up the night not having a goal as well. But I'm looking so forward to this tonight. It's going to be the last shot wins for these two guys. Tampa's very desperate. They're not out of it yet. They've got to win out to get in the playoffs.
Ovi's got seven. What am I trying to say here? He scored 2 goals last week against Tampa Bay in that win against the Lightning last week. But again, it is Stamkos and Ovi. This is the marquee matchup for the two guys who are going to call the action tonight. Let's go down to Chinatown. Joe Beninati and Craig Laughlin. And Locker, how do you think the Caps will go about trying to slow down Stamkos? Is it just be physical with him, or do you just hope and pray he doesn't burn you for a couple?
I think it's the second one. Hope and pray he doesn't burn you. He's got such a tremendous release. Obviously, you have the matchup opportunities here playing on home ice. Get Carlson against him. Get Alsner against him. Get Erskine with some grit against him. I think he can do damage more so on the power play. 5-on-5, he's been good this year, but I think on the power play with St. Louis, that's where he could be a difference maker.
Both of the great gunslingers, Ovechkin and Stamkos, their ability to do things at high speed, it just is remarkable. It's a pleasure to watch, and we're looking forward to it unfold tonight. Now, when given the choice, NHL teams are always going to want to score the first goal of the game, but there have been some clubs that have shown a willingness to rally.
Yeah, we're going to start out west. One of the best teams, if not the best, is the Anaheim Ducks. They have comeback ability, allowing the first goal. They've done it 11 times. The Hawks and Pens at 10 spot. Caps and Bees, 1 from double digits. Last year, the Caps put 13 of them on the board when allowing the first goal.
When he got settled at the rink, we asked Mike Green to comment on what this trait tells us about his team.
It goes to show the character in the dressing room and you know, the confidence that we have, that even though we get down a goal or two, that we have the ability to come back, and that's a positive thing for our hockey team, because you never know what's going to happen to start the game. You could come out flat, you can take a penalty and be down a goal before you know it. So it's been good that we've been able to come back.
Locker, it's been the second period that's been the good luck charm.
The last 6 games, Joe B, they've outscored teams by a dozen. 8 of the last 14, they have scored multiple goals in the second periods. They seem to get stronger. They seem to get into a rhythm after the first 20 minutes, and they pour it on teams. That's one of the reasons they've had a brilliant record of late.
We all would like to see them, Alan, get the lead tonight, control the game, nice and easy, but at this time of the year, nothing's easy.
Hey, Joe B. Hey, Locker. Hey, guy, one of the things, they've got a new coach in John Cooper, and you guys do the pre-scouting of the games. What are you seeing different out of the Tampa Bay Lightning right now from when Guy Boucher was coaching them earlier in the season?
Taking their better opportunities, and that's one thing that was a glaring thing that he came in and said, boys, we got to take our best scoring opportunities. Don't overpass. We can't be so cutesy with the puck. So look for them when they get a chance to shoot, like Stamkos, St. Louis, Vinny Lecavalier. They're going to shoot. They've got to take option A, as he says, instead of option B.
Rob, we'd like to see the Caps play that same kind of simplified game and have it land them in the winner's circle.
Yeah, Joby, get your lungs ready, because there's a lot of firepower out on the ice tonight. Joby and Locke will see you again at the top of the hour. Here's our social media question tonight on Twitter at #CapitalsTalk. Who ends up with the most goals this season? Ovi, Stamkos, Jeff Carter, or John Tavares? And how many? Once you get involved, tweet us at #CapitalsTalk. Meanwhile, one guy hoping to keep Stamkos Off the score sheet tonight is Braden Holtby back in goal tonight for the Caps after a season-high, career-high 43 saves in their win against Carolina. We'll talk about him between the pipes next.
Capital Central is brought to you by American Pest.
Thousands of Maryland residents rely on American Pest to keep their families safe from menacing pests. The next time you're faced with a tough pest problem, let our local, caring experts customize a solution that will help you reclaim your home and your peace of mind.
I will respect your time because it's valuable.
I will make safety my top priority.
I will bring you my best every day.
At Dark Cars, you'll enjoy an ownership experience like no other.
It'll be my priority
to help you see
what it's like to love car buying.
Training can't wait. Collaboration can't wait. The data of sports demands a new breed of speed. Comcast Business. Ethernet speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. Add bandwidth as you need it. A secure, reliable network. Because business can't wait to be at the top of its game. Don't wait. Call 800-501-6000 today and switch to Comcast Business.
I actually was in a car accident, and I was, really shooken up. Roger Greenberg actually took over my case, and it made me feel really good that someone that has been in this business as long as he's been, that he is actually still getting into the trenches to help his clients. And they make you feel comfortable. I love those guys. I would refer them to anyone.
Greenberg and Betterman. Call us. Feel better.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get you to the top, to become the center of attention, and earn the spotlight. You might say, standing out is in our nature. Hurry to see our lineup at the Jeep Showcase event. Now well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
There are some people who never stop competing. They are passionate about everything, and eventually, even these people get hungry. They are the people who huddle with friends over flavorful fare and celebrate victories with a round for the table. They know that the best playbook is our delicious menu, and the deepest game coverage comes from the flat screens on our walls. They are the ones who know it's okay to call a timeout to feed their passion, and they know just the place to go, the Green Turtle. Feed your passion.
Braden Holtby back in net tonight for the Capitals after his 18th win, a 43-save outing against Carolina in the Caps' last game. He's between the pipes for the Capitals. Here's tonight's goaltending matchup. He'll go up against Ben Bishop, who came over in that trade with Ottawa. He's started all 6 games since that trade, just 2-3 with a 2.82 goals against and a .923 save percentage. But that does include a 45-save shutout, albeit against Carolina, in his Tampa Bay debut. So Braden Holtby back in goal tonight. Not really a surprise. Michael Norvik got a couple starts. Holtby is back in there. And it's really funny when you think back of a 43-save career-high game against Carolina. We both thought early on, he seems a little shaky. He's not playing the puck well. He just didn't seem on his game. But then as you look back after it was all done, pretty fantastic.
Well, it was a great finish by the entire team, but certainly by Braden Holtby. At the start of the game, he was playing the puck a little too much, got a little too careless, and caught himself out of position. Rebounded very well from all of that, though, and he had some help from his defenseman, but it was all about making sure he was staying square to the puck. On the rebounds, he wasn't sprawling or flopping. You got to stop the first one. Was getting across the net, backdoor play like that. Normally, a goalie can't get across to stop that. That's usually too hard. But here, once again, getting across. Great stick there by Alexi to make sure that there's not a rebound on the back door, but staying strong out on the top of the crease, and watch how his chest is up tall. The pads are flat down low. Here, skitters through, and because he's in a good, strong position, those rebounds aren't going anywhere. Strong, there's no net to hit, there's no open spots. Did an excellent job. As the game went on, better and better and better.
And we always talk about this. When he's on his game, it all looks effortless. There's very little wasted motion. It just seems like he's gliding along. It's not a lot of harsh movements.
No, it's focused. And a lot of that, too, though, is when your team is playing good defensively, when they're taking away the backdoor plays, and when they just allow you to take the shot. shot front on. It's a lot easier to play the game that way. And if you're away from the goal line, you get out to the top of the crease, you're going to be so much better. And because the team is playing better without the puck, Braden Holtby is rewarding them by not letting any sloppy goals in.
You talked about the confidence the coach has in the team and vice versa. And that defense, it's not just been Braden Holtby. The defense has been clearing out space for him.
Well, they have. They've been taking sticks. They've been making sure in front of net for the most part. You know, Jeff Skinner got one the other night on a rebound where they didn't get a stick. But the team is moving the puck well. They're very aware right now. And even with Kondratik and Orloff down in Hershey right now, when you look at the guys that are in the lineup, they're playing the appropriate minutes. They're playing at the right spots at the right time. Mike Green carrying the puck, getting involved that way, so they're not just sitting back. But guys like John Erskine, he knows his job. John Carlson, that was a huge save at the start of the game, and that was a difference maker in getting a win. But here, getting across, we saw Alexi do this earlier, and it's important. Stick the puck, making sure that you're stopping them from getting to the net. Mike Green with a great dive right there. And here, taking the pass away, Jack Hillen skating has been very underrated. Caps fans didn't know what he brought, but he's very aware out there, and I think it takes less pressure off of Alzner when Jack Hillen's playing so well, and that Mike Green coming in, scoring 6 goals in the last week or two, and him jumping up the puck just makes the team so much more formidable on offense, and now all of a sudden it's a legitimate 4-man attack. You can have any other defenseman there, but it's a lot different when Mike Green's getting involved. You don't know if he's going to pass or shoot, whether it's a slap shot or a wrist shot, and he's doing a great job of getting pucks to the front of net and behind goalies right now.
Real quick, how important is it? Adamovich has not changed his lines or his combinations very much recently at all, really no reason to. How important is it as a player to just know the chemistry with the guy you're working with?
Well, you know what? If you're a good hockey player, it really doesn't matter. But you want to, you know, there are little things that each pairing does. And Mike Green right now, he's played with a few different guys this season. And the Caps are trying to find what the right combinations are. You know, Alexi and John Erskine were together. They split them up because they have a little, you know, not the greatest skaters in the world. It's not a knock against them. They're not fluid. So you put them with players that are a little better skaters that will move the puck. But the good thing about all these pairs right now, they all seem to have that yin and yang. And you look at Mike Green, you always want to have him with the defensive stay-at-home guy. And same thing, Carlson, the same type of thing. You've got him with Erskine right now, and it's a stay-at-home guy. You want Carlson being more involved defensively, using that big shot of his.
A lot of different guys have to contribute for any team's success. We're seeing that from the Capitals. And as always, at this time of year, it's not just the big goal scorers, it's the pluggers. It's the guys willing to mix it up a little bit in the corners. Guys like Matt Hendricks. He catches up with Smoke and Al Koken coming up next.
Hey, hockey fans. Want real-time stats as the game is happening? Go beyond the box score and visit CSNWashington.com on game nights for in-game live. From individual player info to up-to-the-minute goalie matchup stats. Stay on top of all the latest information from your inside sources. This is the place to be to get the most out of your viewing experience. Presented by your Washington, D.C. area GMC dealers. GMC, we are professional grade.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you constantly deliver what hasn't been seen before, achievements that are looked up to, and design worthy of the limelight, the world tends to notice. Hurry in for great offers now at the Dodge Showcase event. During the Showcase event, get $1,750 total cash allowance on select 2013 Dodge Dart limited models.
Over the last 3 years, Total Hockey donated more than $500,000 of hockey equipment so that children can start playing this great game. 1% of every dollar goes directly towards equipment to help more kids play. With your continued support, we can make hockey dreams come true.
Only Nissan Altima is bold enough to give you an extra set of eyes. NASA-inspired zero-gravity seats and a control panel to match. Plus fuel economy that'll take you farther. The 2013 Nissan Altima. Leave the world of everyday sedans behind. At just $199 per month, Altima's a pretty clear choice. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Here's your current Southeast standings presented by Total Hockey. This game tonight is dubbed the game in hand because after tonight, both the Caps and Jets will have played the same amount of games, so this is crucial for the Capitals. They could open up a 4-point lead tonight on Winnipeg.
Yeah, you know, the big thing, they've got to get to their 24 wins, and then the game on April 23rd will seal the deal for the season, one way or the other for both of those teams. It could eliminate Winnipeg right from the playoffs, but the Capitals have to get to that 24 wins, as I've been saying all along. You take care of that, everything else falls into place.
You know the players. They could deny that they look at the standings. You know they're checking the standings all the time, day in and day out. Guys like the fighters, the guys who go in and win pucks in the corners, guys like Matt Hendricks, so important to a team's success this year. Here he is with Smoking Al Koken.
Well, Rob, you certainly know this man knows where the Caps stand in the standings and what's on the line here. But I got to ask you, are you a scoreboard watcher? Are you one of those guys who's always looking to see what's going on around the rest of the league?
You know, sometimes I do find myself looking up there during TV timeouts and such, and it's that time of year. It's that time of year when all these points are crucial, and you're trying not to look past what you're doing on the ice, but you're always looking at other scores as well.
It seemed like Carolina was hell-bent on leaving you guys a reminder, even though it was the last Southeast Division game. Any doubt in your mind Tampa wants to have that same impression tonight?
Definitely. They've got a few players back. They got Big Ryan Malone back up front, and we haven't seen him in a while. They've got a great lineup over there. They've got a great new goaltender, and they want to win hockey games. They're professional, and they work hard, and we're going to have our hands full with them.
You're one of the guys who works on the Capitals penalty kill. So from a penalty kill expert, when you sit there and watch this Capitals power play, what impresses you the most?
I think obviously the skill that we have on it, number one, but the other weapons, when Nicky has the puck, he's got about 3 different options to go to, and they're all pretty scary. So I know teams try to take Ovi away on the point, but then you've also got Brouwer there with the one-timer. You got Mike Green there with a one-timer. There's a lot of options for Ribs and Nicky.
No, it's certainly been working for the Caps. Matt, thanks for jumping in with us tonight.
Hey, no problem, Al.
Matt Hendricks joining us. He was just talking about the power play, and that's what Alan May is standing by at the telestrator to talk further on here on Capital Central.
Yes, he is. There's Alan May. There's the telestrator. What has been so good about the Caps power play?
Well, he said it's not predictable, and there's so many options that you have right now, and the passing ability of Backstrom and Ribeiro, they can go anywhere with the puck. You've got Nick Backstrom on the half wall, John Erskine up top, or John Carlson up top. He's going to get the puck over to Nick Backstrom, and then you're going to see on the backside Mike Ribeiro carry the puck down the wall and get to the front of the net, and all of a sudden everyone starts puck watching. All 4 of the Sabres here, they get down low and they're watching the puck. Now watch what Troy Brouwer does. Very heady move, and an even better move by Ribeiro. He goes back up to Backstrom. Everyone draws a player up, and look how wide open in the slot Troy Brouwer is. And that only happens in practice usually when you're that wide open. Now here, it's a half wall play again, and the same thing. Backstrom, look where all these guys are. No one's paying attention to Ovi. So, you know, one thing that you should do, number 8, you got to watch him, all right? All of a sudden, backdoor, what's this guy thinking? Get him, get his stick, watch him, cheat, go to him. Now you're going to see the other side of it. The Carolina Hurricanes here are so worried about Ovechkin. Everyone's puck watching or looking at Ovechkin. Alexander Semin is slow to get to Brouwer. I'd love to have this guy's time and space right now to fire this puck, and watch the perfect pass again by Mike Ribeiro. Semin a little bit late here, and look at that. And when you can set up like that, the defenders have no idea whether they go to Ovechkin, whether they're looking for Brouwer. If you start cheating to Brouwer and Ovechkin, then all of a sudden you throw it back up to Mike Green, and he's in shooting mode right now. It gets to the front of net. There will be traffic there, whether it's the other team and your guys, but there's Mike Green, Brouwer, Ovechkin, and then you can start slamming it home if they start taking away those 3 guys. Backstrom's shooting again. Mike Ribeiro's got a great touch around the net. Just get it to the net. It's a dangerous, dangerous power play.
The problem is Tampa Bay, 6 of 13 in their last 3 games on the power play. They're just as good because they've got Stamkos, St. Louis, LeCavalier.
It's a very similar power play. And
what's the keys to your success tonight?
Well, you know what? The big thing is I think you have to shoot the puck. And this is a team, shoot 30 more. And you've got to keep Tampa under 30. All right? Tampa needs to take chances to get in the playoffs. They've got to win their games. So make them pay for their mistakes when they're taking these chances. And you know what? Shut down Stamkos.
That one's easy, right?
Well, but you know what? There's a way to do it. Slow them down in the neutral zone. Don't give them free ice. And then take a shot away in the power play. But you can't forget about the other guys there as well. and then move your legs to stay out of the penalty box. It'll put you on the power play. It's all about discipline tonight if you want to win this hockey game.
Talking about all the power play firepower with Green and Ovi, Ribeiro. They're getting another guy back who's pretty good on the power play, and Marty Erat tonight. We'll talk about the starting combinations and starting lines coming up next.
Capital Central is brought to you by American Pest.
Thousands of Maryland residents rely on American Pest to keep their families safe from menacing pests. The next time you're faced with a tough pest problem, let our local, caring experts customize a solution that will help you reclaim your home and your peace of mind.
The spring sales event is going on now at Chevy Chase Acura. Owning an Acura has never been easier. Treat yourself to both style and functionality. During the spring sales event, lease an Acura ILX for $209 per month, or lease an Acura TL for $349 per month. Plus, every new Chevy Chase Acura comes with our lifetime luxury package, which includes complimentary oil changes and car washes. Experience Acura ownership. It has its privileges at Chevy Chase Acura. Visit ChevyChaseAcura.com.
Introducing McDonald's new Premium McWrap. One bite is like no bite you've ever tasted before. The new Premium McWrap. In 3 mind-blowing flavors. It's a whole new way to love McDonald's.
Get wrapped up in flavor. Right now through Sunday, April 14th, try the new Premium McWrap with fresh vegetables and delicious chicken for only $2 each.
You won't always be home to greet your kids, but you can still keep an eye out for them. With Xfinity Home, only from Comcast, the total home security and home control solution, you can manage your home from anywhere and save on your energy bill with features like remote thermostat controls and remote light and alarm controls. Plus, safeguard your home with 24/7 professional monitoring. Xfinity Triple Play subscribers. Now you can add Xfinity Home for only $29.95 a month. Plus, you can lock in your rate for 2 years and save over $200. Call 1-800-XFINITY now.
Attention, if you have a hip replacement, listen carefully.
If you have a DePuy or any other brand of metal-on-metal hip replacement and it's been removed or it's causing you problems, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
Certain hip implants can fail, causing you severe pain. Sometimes the hip implants need to be replaced entirely. Call us right now. You may be entitled to compensation.
Call the Goldwater Law Firm at 800-897-9094. That's 800-897-9094.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
It's a different organization. It's a different hockey, East-West, and the coaching staff are different, but it's a great system here, and guys.
Marty Erat, first game back from the injury in his first game with the Caps. How much can we expect to see of him, and what kind of impact can he have tonight?
Well, it's all about how he feels, and he'll be communicating with the coaches on the benches. But, it's not going to be the biggest of impact tonight because they want to make sure that he's healthy, that he's going, and he's got to get in the flow in the penalty kill. They'll ease him in on the second unit power play. But for him, he's such an excellent 5-on-5 player. You really want to watch what he does on the boards, how he protects the puck, how he gets it to his line mates. Came from a system that struggled on offense, and he's a very gifted player, and we've never known what the true extent of the stats he could put up if he is in a team this dangerous.
The injury report presented by Greenberg and Betterman, on the same cast of characters. The list keeps getting a little smaller, but Joel Ward, Brooks Like, Tom Pody, all out for tonight as we get ready for the Capitals and Tampa Bay Lightning one final time as division rivals, because next year they move into different pods or conferences or divisions, whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah, and the only thing they care about right now, the Caps, is making sure these guys don't make the playoffs. So, it doesn't matter so much about that right now. All that matters tonight, shutting down Steve Stamkos, trying to shut down St. Louis, putting more pucks behind their goaltender. Their goaltender, Bishop, had a tough game the last time they were in here. You're going to expect that he has to be better for the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight, so it'll be a battle of the goaltenders. But the Caps D, it's important that they slow down Stamkos, their top gunners, and really play good on the boards and try to get the puck in the other team's zone as much as they can.
Let's take a look now at the line combinations tonight that Adam Oates has put together with Marty Erat back in the lineup. He is going to be on that second line for the Capitals, it looks like, with Mike Ribeiro, and Troy Brower. That's a pretty good top 6 now for the Caps.
Very good, and that's exactly how you want it to look. The other night they were struggling with the left wing in that spot right there, but Erat has good chemistry with whoever he will have good chemistry with whoever he plays with. He will get the puck to Ribeiro, who can feed it to Brower or give it right back. He's excellent on the boards with the puck, and Jason Chimera, since he was sat out a healthy scratch, has been skating a lot harder, a lot better, doing a better job with the puck on the wall. Expect big things out of that third line tonight.
Ribeiro had an assist in the last game against Carolina. That leaves him now just 1 assist shy of 600 for his career. That's a pretty big number.
It's amazing. You know, this guy's passes are beautiful. It seems like every play is a highlight play when it comes to him getting an assist. And he's just got to continue dishing the puck. He's controlling the power play from below the goal line. Normally you see a power play ran from up top or the half wall. He's doing an incredible job below the goal line, finding everyone open, and he continues to play very well regardless of the role, whether it's first or second line. And whoever gets to play with him has been putting the puck in the back of the net. So I'd want to be on that line as well. As there's only no one's getting Ovi spots, so that's the line you want to try to get on as well.
Well, we've talked about Erat, we've talked about Ribeiro. How about Troy Brower, who comes in with a pair of goals, won the empty net that iced it the other night against Carolina?
You know, it's all about him playing physical, playing hard and fast at the start of the game, being good on the boards, and then, you know, the less he handles the puck and lets Mike Ribeiro do that and just gets ready, opens up to take his shot, and then battle for rebounds when the goaltender stops it, that's how he will be at his best. Troy Brower, very good hockey player, but he's better when he's shooting than when he's carrying the puck.
Other than Ovi, the other hottest Capital right now is Mike Green. 6 goals in his last 8 games. He's now got 9 on the season, second amongst defensemen, trailing only PK Subban, who's got 11.
Yeah, he's back in game over green mode, and it's all about carrying the puck, jumping up in the play, using his excellent skating ability, moving very fluid. Hasn't been this fluid in years. You know, he's been set back with injuries, but he's got to move those legs, stay on the offense, to keep the puck out of their zone, and great things happen on the other team's end offensively.
And then just get the puck to the grade 8 as often as possible.
Yeah, he wants it. He realizes right now, just get open, the puck will get there. Sometimes he's coming from behind, sometimes he's getting ahead of the play, but get him the puck, he's shooting it well, and he's doing a great job in the power play of staying exactly where he needs to fire one-timers.
They are ready to rock the red and rock the Verizon Center. Big game tonight, Caps and Lightning. For Alan May, I'm Rob Carlin. We'll see you back after Capitals hockey.
After 2 games off, he practically ran back to the crease. Braden Holtby was ready to save his team Thursday, and they in return would kindly save him. The Caps brought out the big guns, then used them to blow away the Hurricanes, which would trigger a very pleasant post-game scene. Tonight there's plenty of ammunition in the visiting dressing room. Last time here, the Bishop of the Bolts said his prayers. Some were answered in a most acrobatic way, but in the end, the holy man was brought to his knees on Comcast Sportsnet.
It's a Saturday night party. Comcast Sportsnet presents Washington Capitals hockey. This evening, the Lightning are lurking in the nation's capital, where the Caps have been generating tons of their own electricity. Martin Erat returns from the walking wounded. Alex Ovechkin is still the picture of health. And Matt Hendricks has his game scowl all ready for the team from Tampa. So nice to see you again. Along with Craig Laughlin, I'm Joe Beninati. We'll include Al Koken in the first period. In the midst of a 6-game win streak, the Caps have had plenty of heroes. Back on Thursday, it was Braden Holtby.
Yeah, he's really had a tremendous season. The way he played against that hockey team, he was dominant. He's won his last 4 starts and picked up his 18th win with a 43-save gem, a career best. 21 shots came off the sticks of Stahl, Talusti, and Semin, their top trio. Started a little shaky, but got in a groove and never looked back. Very good at answering any rebounds that he was giving up with 2nd and 3rd saves, and he took home the first-star honors.
He's had a few of those this year. Holtby doesn't yet have a ton of NHL experience, but he knows March and April well.
He's a cherry blossom kid. 22-5-2, 5 whitewashes, goals against under 2, and an incredible save percentage.
A hot goalie is a great thing to have at this time of year, and so is a defenseman who can provide the key strike like Mike Green.
Yeah, he's really picking his spots. He's joining the attack. He's getting the shots through from the point. He has 9 goals on the season, 6 the last 8. piping in, a breakaway. Nice little look here, another pipe. He's really picking his spots. That was a nice one, blockers high. And then against Carolina, the same thing. He's got his accuracy down in his shot.
Very much so. And number 52 tends to score when it's even Steven.
Yeah, Subban leads with 11, but 4 even, 7 power play. Green doing lots of damage, 5 on 5, 8 of 9. Yandel pretty close to a split. Markov all on the power play. Weber 3 of 8 even. Green since 05, 46.3 even strength. 53.7 on the power play.
Not bad. The Green Machine tells us the value of tallying at those even moments.
Even strength is huge. I mean, if you can get 2 or 3 goals on the even strength, and you're definitely going to win a hockey game, especially if it's coming from a defenseman, because usually then the forwards get their points.
Even Mike would admit when it comes to scoring goals that he would take a back seat to guys named Stamkos and Ovechkin, 2 of the sharpest shooters.
Yeah, they lead the National Hockey League in goals. They have 26 goals apiece. Each have 2 Richard trophies. Ovi is hot. Stammer is a little bit on the cooler side. 8 and 91 have combined for 1,103 points in less than 1,000 games, with 570 of those goals. Release, accuracy, touch, and a great goal celebration. That's the combo.
So, with 2 weeks to go in the regular season, this race is really on.
Ovi, 26 goals, 16 his last 14. I mentioned Stamkos a little cooler, 26, 6 goals his last 14. Nipping at the leader's feet, Tavares and Carter, and Kunitz 5 away from the pole setters.
And here we go. Those 2 are not alone. Nicholas Backstrom and Martin St. Louis are known to celebrate. Troy Brouwer has the same goal in mind as Vincent Lecavalier, while Mike Rivero hopes to punch Washington to victory on Comcast Sportsnet.
You wouldn't trust just anyone to sit in your cubicle or hug your mom or be your massage therapist. As the trusted experts in transmissions for over 50 years, we can fix anything.
I had no idea you fixed that.
We fix everything.
Help prolong the life of your transmission with our Power Purge Flush. AA MCL.
Thousands of Maryland residents rely on American Pest to keep their families safe from menacing pests. The next time you're faced with a tough pest problem, let our local, caring experts customize a solution that will help you reclaim your home and your peace of mind.
Only Mazda is so obsessed with the future of driving that it's revolutionizing everything.